Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So students, in the previous class we have studied about we were talking about the different cell organelles, and which will include the Golgi apparatus or lysosome are also included in it. So in the Golgi apparatus we had discussed that it was discovered by Golgi, Camillo, it was described by Camillo Golgi. And Golgi apparatus, it consisting of a vesicle, flattened sac like a structure is there, which we call as a cistern. Basically, the role of Golgi apparatus, it used in packaging and then transferred. So storage, modification, packaging of the product, this all will be done with the help of the Golgi apparatus. Now, not only this, but it is also useful as it helps in the formation of the lysosome. So, Golgi apparatus, it is there to make lysosomes, and sometimes it also consisting of the complex sugar, which is made from the simple sugar. So, basically, modification, storage, packaging, and manufacture of lysosome, that is the main function of the Golgi apparatus. Okay. Now, if we talk about the lysosome, students, so lysosome are what? They are the membrane-bound sac which is filled with digestive enzymes. And basically, these enzymes are what? They are made by the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Actually, lysosome is also called as a waste disposal system. The reason is that it helps in cleaning the foreign material which enter into the cell, as well as that of the worn out cell organelle will be cleaned by the lysosome. Lysosome, it is also consisting a lot of our digestive enzymes, and it is because of that it is helpful in the breakdown of the organic material. Okay. Now sometimes what happen that this lysosome, see, if sometimes because of the cell get damaged, the lysosome may burst, and all the enzymes which is present in it get spread, and ultimately that digestive enzyme it is, so it starts digesting that of the cell organelles itself. So start eating its own cell, and it is because of this reason it is also called as suicidal bag of the cell. So why it is called as a suicidal bag? As it help in, and it is responsible for digesting its own cell when the cell get damaged, or if any if the lysosome burst out and the enzymes get spread. So this is all about that of lysosome. Moving on, and when we'll start with the mitochondria, we have seen in case of a mitochondria, first of all, it is called as the powerhouse of the cell. And why is it called as the powerhouse of the cell? Since it is responsible for producing the ATP. And we know that ATP is what? Adenosine triphosphate. So basically, it helps in giving energy. And when you look at the structure of that of the mitochondria, you will find that mitochondria, it is having two membrane is there, and the outer membrane, it is porous, while that of the inner membrane will be the it consisting of infoldings are there. Okay, so this deep, the inner membrane is deep folded, and the reason for these folding that it help in the in that of increasing the surface area. More will be the surface area, more will be the chances of the more will be the formation of the ATP will occur. When you look at the structure, this is the mitochondria, students. This is the mitochondria which is present in the cell, and it is double wall structure and consisting of the infoldings in it. Now look at the structure of this mitochondria, students. As you can see here in this picture, the inner membrane is there, and inner membrane. When you look at the structure of this mitochondria, you will find it that, see, this is the outer membrane. Here is the outer membrane. As you can see here, outer membrane is there. This whole portion is the outer membrane. Inside it is the inner membrane. It is because of this reason, it is also, we can say that it is a two membranous bound organelle, and in which the outer membrane is there and the inner membrane is there. The inner membrane is actually having enfoldings. You will say a lot of foldings are there. As you can see here, this is the inner membrane, and this inner membrane is having the enfoldings in it, right? So inner chamber is there, or the inner membrane is there, that consisting of an enfolding. The other thing that you will see here, you will find here, it is the inside to that of the inner membrane. Actually, the reason why it is having the enfoldings, the reason that this foldings help in increasing the surface area, and if more surface area will be there, so there will be more chances of the formation of the ATP. So ultimately, the formation of a ATP can take place smoothly. The foldings are having the these foldings are there are foldings present in that of the inner membrane. Now to this inner membrane, the inner chambers are there, and the inner chamber, you can see this is the inner chamber, and this one is the outer chamber. It means inside to this folding is the inner chamber, and outside to this, that will be the outer chamber. Now inside to the inner chamber, there is a matrix present in it where all the other particles are present. Okay, so matrix are present to that of the inner chamber. One more thing is there, student. To that of the enfoldings, which was a part of the inner membrane, you will find that there are some F1 particles are present in it, and these F1 particles are basically responsible, or it help in carrying the process of a ATP formation. Now here one more thing, that since it consisting of a ribosome in it, so synthesis of protein can occur, as well as it consisting of its own DNA. So as it is having its own DNA molecule, thus it is able to synthesize itself. Now these foldings we also called as cristae. Okay, so the cristae are helpful in the it is enfolding where the process of the ATP synthesis generally occur. So you can see here, this is the whole part of that of the mitochondria, where the inner chamber is given, outer chamber is given, DNA molecule is given, as well as the ribosome is also present in it. Presence of ribosome in it and that of DNA molecule, it can tell that it can synthesize itself, it can make its own copy, or even able to synthesize. And ribosome, that will help in the synthesis of the protein. F1 particle is there, which is helpful in carrying the process of a ATP synthesis, and the foldings which is present in it is also responsible for increasing the surface area. Now come and see what are the things which is given here in that of the mitochondria, student. So as you can see here, it is already written that it is having two membrane covering, outer membrane that is porous, and it is porous so that the material exchange of material can take place. Inner membrane is there, which is deeply folded, and these folds, it help in increasing the surface area for ATP generating chemical reaction. Then the ATP. What is an ATP? Actually, ATP is what? Adenosine triphosphate, and the energy which is prepared. Actually, in case of a mitochondria, the process of oxidation occur. Okay, so the oxygen is used up, and it will react with the glucose, and the glucose get breakdown into it is breakdown into carbon dioxide, water, and along with it a lot of heat energy is released. It is because of this reason only respiration is also called as exothermic reaction, because it helps in releasing the energy. Now this heat energy will be used up and will be stored in the form of a adenosine triphosphate molecule, which we called as a ATP. Now this ATP, as it help in providing the energy to us, that is why this ATP is also known as energy currency of the cell. Okay, so one is the energy currency of the cell. Now, the body uses energy stored in ATP for making new chemical compound and for mechanical work also. Okay, so energy stored in ATP for making new chemical compound and even for the mechanical. So this adenosine triphosphate molecule, it is also called as the energy currency of the cell. Now the body uses stored energy in ATP for making new chemical compound and for mechanical work also. Obviously, see the respiration process, I told you it is an exothermic reaction, so it will going to produces the heat energy, and this energy will be stored in the form of a ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and yes, that's a kind of a currency which we are using in the form of a energy. So that is a energy currency of the cell. Now the body, it actually uses this energy stored uses this energy stored in the form of a ATP for making new chemical compound and even for doing some mechanical work also. Mitochondria are strange organelles in the sense that they have their own DNA and ribosome. These are actually, when we talk about the cell, you know that the cell consisting of the DNA and cell consisting of the ribosome. But mitochondria, in case of an animal cell, you will find that this is the only organelle which is having its own DNA and which is having its own ribosome. This is quite important to know that, because many times this question is asked that which cell organelle in the animal cell or even in the plant cell also. So in the plant cell, actually plastid and mitochondria both are there. But yes, we can say that one of the cell organelle which consisting of this own DNA and own ribosome, that is mitochondria. So mitochondria is that organelle which help in the making their own DNA and the ribosome. And since it consisting of the ribosome, so it is having the capability to make their own protein also. One more thing, the mitochondria is basically present more in that of the muscle cell. Obviously, the body organ which need more amount of energy. You know, you used to do all the different types of work with the help of your muscles. So your muscles need more amount of energy. So we can say that the mitochondria, it is that organelle which basically is having its own DNA and that of the ribosome, and since because of that, and not only this, since it help in releasing a lot of energy, so it is present in that of the muscle cell more, where we used to do a lot of work. Now this is about the mitochondria. Now let us move and see that of the plastids. Plastids, this is that organelle which is basically present in the plant cell. It is not present in that of the animal cell. This is the difference which we can include in the plant and the animal cell, that plant cell are having plastid, but the animal cell, they do not have a plastid. Okay, so plastids. Now there are two different types of plastids are there. Actually, here it is written only two different types, in which chromo and leucoplast is included. But many times we used to separate that of the chromo with the chloro and with that of the leucoplast. So there are two type of plastids are there. One is the chromo. Actually, this term which came here is chromo. The meaning of the chromo chromo, it come from a Latin name that is chroma, and chroma means color. So the plastid, which is colored, and that is why here it is written, it is what? It is the colored plastid. While the leucoplast is what? Which is a kind of a white color, or it is a colorless plastid. So one plastid, it is colored, and the other plastid is there, which is a colorless or a white colored plastid. Now, chloroplast, they are chromoplast is what? Basically, when you look at it, we can include the chloroplast in the chromoplast also. You know that chloroplast. So this chloroplast are basically present in the plants, and it is present especially into the leaves, where to the leaves or even in the young stem also. So it help in imparting green color to the part wherever it is present. If suppose it is present to that of the stem part, especially in the young age, then this is what it will help in giving the green color to it. And if it is present at the leaves part, at the leaf part, then it will help in giving the green color to that of the leaves. Okay, so chloroplast, it help in imparting the green color either to the leaves, also to that of the young stem. Now this chloroplast, it why it gives green color? Basically, it consisting of a pigment, a green pigment is present in it, which we called as a chlorophyll. Okay, and that chlorophyll is what? Is that pigment which is present in that of the chloroplast only. What is the role of this chlorophyll? So you know that in the process of the photosynthesis, chlorophyll plays a really important role. So basically we know that the process of photosynthesis, it will include the sunlight, it will include the carbon dioxide and water, and both of them react in the presence of the sunlight, and then there is a formation of a glucose and oxygen is released along with it. So the sunlight, how this sunlight will be used by that of the plant. So now it is the role of that of the chlorophyll. So the chlorophyll, it help in trapping the sunlight which is coming over it, and this will be used up in the reaction of the photosynthesis. Now when you look at the chloroplast, students, chloroplast is important for photosynthesis, and this chloroplast, if you look at the structure, you will come to know that it consisting of a stroma, numerous membrane embedded, that is stroma, and they are similar to that of the mitochondria also. Now let me tell you the difference between that of the chloroplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast is basically green color part of the plant. Here chromoplast is there also. This chromoplast also it also consisting of the pigment which gives yellow or orange or the various color to that of the part of the plant. So other than green color, the chromoplast is also having the different pigments which help in imparting the different color to the plants. So chromoplast help in imparting the giving different colors to that of the plant. Okay, so other than green color, chromoplast also having the pigments. Now there is another kind of a plastid which we called as the leucoplast. What is the role of the leucoplast? So leucoplast generally it consisting of the materials, it help in the storage process basically. Okay, so the materials such as starch or the oil, the granules, these all are stored into that of the leucoplast. So one help in the process of photosynthesis, other one help in giving color to the plant, and the next one it help in the storage process also. Now when you look at the internal organization, yes, you will find that like that of the mitochondria, this plastid also consisting of our own DNA and ribosome. Again, this question will be asked that which of the two cell organelles present in the cell in the eukaryotic cell, which is consisting of its own DNA or ribosome. So it is mitochondria and ribosome, mitochondria and plastids, both of them consisting of its own ribosome and DNA. Okay, so like mitochondria, plastids also have their own DNA. Now let us move on and see vacuole. Vacuole are what? These are the sac-like a structure. These are the storage sac, which basically consisting of the solid or that of the liquid content. Yes, that will help in the process of the storage only. Now basically its size varies with that of the plant cell or the animal cell. In case of a plant cell, they are generally large, but in case of the animal cell, they are generally small. And in the plant cell, they are present at the center, so they occupy the maximum portion of the cell volume. While if we talk about this in case of an animal cell, they are quite small. Now what is the role of this vacuole? First of all, it will help in providing the turgidity and rigidity to the cell. Okay, so absorb turgidity and rigidity, obviously that will not make a cell plasmolized. Okay, so as well as a lot of important things of that of the plant cell that is stored in the vacuole, like amino acid is there, or sugar is there, protein is there. These all are what? These all are included into the vacuole. That is why it is because of that this cell is what we call it that the storage of the storage cell organ. Okay, like amoeba, if we talk about amoeba is having the food vacuole also, and where it used to contain that of the food, as well as the digestion, the consumption of the food will also take place in amoeba. We know that only the process of the assimilation will take place outside to that of the cell vacuole of amoeba, while the digestion and absorption, everything happen inside to that of the food vacuole of the amoeba. Okay, so even not only this, there is a water vacuole, and even the waste vacuole is there, which is consisting in the different cell and organisms, also unicellular organism, where the waste or the water, it is present, it is stored in it. Okay, so we can say here that basically it help in the process of the storage. Now this also help in performing functions like that of respiration, in obtaining nutrition, in clearing the waste material, and forming the new protein. Okay, so we can say here that vacuole are what? Vacuoles are generally there for the storage, and they generally store the solid or that of the liquid material in it. Now by all these things we have understood here one thing, that cell is what? That is the basic functional unit, structural and functional unit of life, of a living organism. So basically it helps in performing all the small things, all the functions is performed with the help of the cell only, and it is because of that it is the fundamental structural unit of living organism. Now there is a term, student, that is cell division. How the cell divides? Okay, we have understood about the cell, but one cell is divided into the two cells. And how this cell division take place? Basically, the old cells, which is dead or injured cell, it is replaced by the new cell. And how the formation of the new cell occur? So formation of a new cell occur through that of the gamete formation. A gamete is required. Even for the reproduction, you know that the male and the female gamete, they fuses together to form the new cell. Okay. Now, the most important thing is the process by which a new cell is formed, because continuously the old cell is replaced by that of the new cell. So, this is called as the cell division. And cell division will it includes two types. It is of a two type. One is mitosis, the other one is meiosis. What is a mitosis? The process of cell division by which most of the cell divide for growth. That is called mitosis. Okay, so here actually what happened in case of a mitosis, it basically divided into two. That is mitosis. And in case of a meiosis, it basically divided into 4. As you can see here in the structure itself. What happened first of all, there are the parent cell are there here, and these parent cell will get divided into 2. So first of all, the chromosome which is present in it, it get divided into an individual daughter cell, and then the same identical daughter cell will be formed. So this will get divided into 2, that is the mitosis. Basically the process of the mitosis occur with the somatic cells, that is with the body cells. But in case of a meiosis, it basically occurred into that of the gamete cells, sex cells. Okay, so meiosis, the division occur into 4. So at first it will divided into 2 daughter cell, and again these 2 daughter cell divided into 4 one. Okay, so this is the mitosis or meiosis.